Hello there, Urmi. Okay, well done for taking action and getting the first essays in. That's great. Also, I apologise for the delay. Normally it's 24 hours. The last few days I was on the road travelling, but now I'm back at my base, so I can fall back into routine. Let's go. Skills and imagination power. Let's just keep it as imagination, and then we've got a parallel sort of like list, mini list. Later in the course, we'll look at parallelism. Skills in imagination children can be formed by many ways, like reading and getting involved or being involved in activities. I strongly agree that participation in the activity develops skills faster than just reading. Good. This essay will explain the reasons and use examples to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, for now. Later, we're going to look at how to make these more relevant, but that comes later. This sentence, okay, and use examples from Lego and studies to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Firstly, learning skills and developing imagination power becomes becomes a much quicker process by the actual involvement in the activity rather than just reading. Okay. This is because while doing the activity children are interested in, they tend to become more engrossed in the play, in the activity, in the action, and learn faster, which is difficult when with reading alone, as they are not practically involved. Good. Or physically involved would probably be better. Child playing with Legos, for example, enjoys building a tower, cities, and much more. As a result, they usually develop creativity and thinking power. Therefore, the advantage of being involved in doing the activities that interest children are clear, giving opportunities to children to progress in the areas that are neglected by just reading. Very good. Excellent paragraph. One tip, a slightly shorter sentence here would have made it a little bit easier to understand. But well done. I didn't have to reread it to get the meaning. It was all crystal clear. So that's a wonderful start, Urmi. Secondly, just reading cannot teach children to develop sporting spirits after failure in any competition. Good. This is due to the fact that they develop this skill only by participating in it. So we need to look at the later chapters, the end chapters about hedging. And we would say this is due to the fact that they usually develop this skill only by participating in it. For example, recent studies show that children playing sports with other children develop 80% more team spirit than children solely reading books. Very good. Thus, even though reading books can provide information about team spirit, it is impossible to develop such ability without taking part in sports competition. Very, very good. Very sharp. To conclude, from the examples and arguments given, I firmly believe that doing an activity aids a child not only to learn quickly, but also develop skills such as team spirit, which is impossible only by reading. A solid example. Very good. Fantastic start, Urmi. You're on the right track. If you keep writing like this and you follow the acronym which you're about to learn, we're going to be doing good. In the modern age, or even better, nowadays, families and we don't need a comma. Families have less communication. No. Families communicate less would be better there among their family members. So, can you see? It's kind of a clumsy sentence. Sorry for saying that, but there's definitely a more eloquent or succinct way of saying that. So we could say, in this modern age, or nowadays, families often communicate less, comma. This is probably because of technology. Okay, here we go. I mean, all we're saying in this sentence is that they're communicating less. So we need to either add some more information or we need to start off in a different way. So here's some information we could add. Okay, nowadays, and especially nowadays, due to the modern environment, families are undoubtedly speaking less with each other. And this trend is rather new, okay, or something like that. I strongly agree that real-life interaction within the family is dramatically decreased, and now we've just repeated it. So we could have just said, I strongly agree with this idea, referring to this one. I strongly agree with this viewpoint, comma, largely because of the internet and high workload at the workplace, full stop. That's fine. Firstly, interaction among family members is reduced due to the internet. Good. This is largely because when people have limited or have a little time, they mostly spend it on surfing the internet or checking email, rather than utilizing that time to communicate with their family members. For example, recent studies show that 80% of families sit in front of technological devices such as laptops, tablets, iPads or computers, surf the internet instead of communicating with their family members. Very good. Therefore, chatting and spending quality time among the members of the family has declined. Good. Solid example, solid argument. We just need to be aware of redundancy. But these issues, as you progress through the course, these issues will start to manifest themselves and you'll be able to start seeing them because you'll be aware of them, and we will see a big improvement in your writing ability. Okay, Urmi? But it will need some attention from you. Secondly, in order to complete the workload and prove oneself at the workplace, people are required to work for longer. People are required to work for longer hours, which in turn reduces the number of hours spent with the family. This is due to the fact that workers return late from work and are exhausted. This is due to the fact that workers often return late from work and are exhausted, and are usually exhausted as a result of the busy schedule, so they tend to sleep early without even bothering to communicate with children or partners. For example, research in the USA showed that 85% of people work late till the evenings and therefore have no time and energy to interact with their family members. To conclude, that's a very good paragraph. Would have been good to finish with a concluding thought such as therefore. Okay, that would have just tidied it up a little bit. To conclude, from the examples and arguments given, firmly believe that communication in families has drastically decreased as a result of the technology and working for longer hours It is predicted that this trend will continue to rise in the future. Well done for using the "it is predicted" sentence. Great start, Urmi. Very impressed. Now what I want you to do is implement all the corrections you've heard in the video, then make an error list, and then send me back the corrected essays, and also send me the error list, and then write me 2 new essays answering the questions I've given you below. Okay, buddy? You're doing great. Let's keep on improving.